Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Kung Fu San Soo Association's first annual show. We hope this show will be entertaining and enlightening to you as to the history, philosophy, and combat techniques of this ancient Chinese art. Kung Fu is broken into two parts. Kung in Chinese meaning working, Fu in Chinese meaning man. San Soo in Chinese, this work entails a broad meaning, and when translated into English is defined the complete use and versatility that a man's hands are capable of in the realm of hand-to-hand combat. Therefore, Kung Fu San Soo is in its broadest meaning is translated a man learned, articulate, and active in the use of his hands in combat with another man. Since the advent of man, there has been a continual disagreement and agitation which is evident throughout history. At first, fighting was an individual matter performed in a disorganized fashion without art. As the Chinese keep their knowledge of the art much to themselves, the exact details of its origin and development are very obscure. Approximately 4,000 years ago, some intelligent Chinese monks within the confines of their monastery created and organized a system of hand-to-hand fighting. Thus, Kung Fu San Soo evolved as the first organized system of hand-to-hand combat. About 400 years ago, this system was introduced to Okinawa, where it was adapted and become known as Okinawa Te. In many other parts of the Far East, it underwent a radical change, intermingling with native forms of unarmed defense and changing from forms using natural circular motions such as those found in southern China, Num Hai, to hard forms consisting of theatrical poses and postures as seen more frequently in the art today. The old system underwent yet another change when it moved to Japan about 1917 and adapted itself into the Japanese culture and personality. The public has been exposed to demonstrations of numerous methods of Oriental fighting and often associated breaking, board breaking, toughening of the hands with becoming an effective fighter. The public image of the ancient Chinese art thus includes a number of misconceptions. First, board breaking and brick breaking are of a theatrical nature and have no connection with the techniques of fighting. Also, these supposedly superhuman feats are executed by trickery and under false pretenses. Second, the claim that developing calluses on the hands and breaking certain bones are methods that develop power and strength is completely false. Any medical doctor can verify the fact that damage and continuous injury to the bones and nerves of the hands will decrease their power and quickness. A clarification of our psychology is most important. First, confidence in oneself is the main ingredient which enables a person to perform effectively and consistently. In contrast, the other Oriental fighting systems claim to instill in their students a mystical ingredient which they can depend on in moments of stress. In other words, a crutch is given to enable the person to perform, thus creating a superficial type of confidence. We strive to develop a strong respect for our fellow, and which is based on the supposition that the mind and the character of any individual cannot be completely known. And because of this supposition, we know that we cannot determine who is a fighter and who is not a fighter. Kung Fu is not a sport, but a fighting technique. It is based on combination of punches, kicks, strikes, and blocks done in perfect rhythm and directed to vital points of the human body. These techniques can be changed instantly to suit any situation and do not necessarily follow a set pattern. The utilization of highly scientific principles in physics involving movement and leverage, as well as intense concentration and controlled breathing, gives a fighter extreme power. Agility, balance, coordination, humility, and respect for one's fellow men are also emphasized. An important and integral part of San Soo fighting and training is that of form or katas. Now, forms are pre-rehearsed, and a lot of these forms that you're going to see today are show techniques, show forms. Forms are pre-rehearsed and sets of movements which are utilized to help develop one's full potential. Balance, coordination, ability, agility, timing, and so on. Forms also can be utilized for exercise. What we have in store for you now are various types of hand forms and weapons forms. Please remember that the following are pre-rehearsed. First, we will demonstrate hand forms. Hand forms may have any amount of numbers of moves and can be done either individually or in a group. Let me introduce Juan Mesa, who will demonstrate an individual form. Okay, next we have three individuals, Joe Abad, Jose Navarra, and Eric Callahan, and they will demonstrate a group form. Also Patricia Navarro, I'm sorry. young people are from the Ontario School. Okay, now we will have a demonstration of various individual combat weapons forms. Let me introduce John Peraza from Montana, who will demonstrate his staff form. If I seem a little dizzy every once, these are reading glasses here. When I look over here too, I get a little dizzy. So if I'm if I'm kind of messed up here sometimes, it's because I'm dizzy. I'm dizzy all the time. Okay. Next we have Ben Brandt, the instructor from La Habra, and he will demonstrate a sword form. And next we have Kurt Bellman, who will demonstrate the guitar. Now we have the instructor from Anaheim, Daryl Clardy, demonstrating the Kwando. This man, around 40 pounds, and has developed strength, timing, balance, and breathing. You know, these weapons sometimes so heavy that it's a good thing we don't have to do them twice. Just once is enough. Okay, now Gordy Barrett will demonstrate the long hooking swords. Now the instructor from Riverside, Al Rubin, will demonstrate. Okay, now we have the instructor from the Ontario studio and our master of ceremony, Phil Lassiter. By the way, that weapon was called a halberd. Okay, now we have the instructor from Buena Park doing the rivet swords, Vince Gokoza. Next we will have the instructor from Covina, Bob Estrada, demonstrating the speed. Okay, now a very unusual situation. Jerry Tucano and Pepsi Garcia from Riverside will demonstrate a stab against the sword. Next we have Rusty Wallace and Matt Correa, and what they'll be doing, Matt Correa will be doing the chain and bar, and Rusty Wallace will be doing the chain. Rusty, they're from Ontario also. Now Steve Atencio from Ontario will demonstrate the butterfly knives or sandos. Next, Joe Abad from Ontario will demonstrate the double axis. Now the instructor from North Orange County, Larry DeSatko, will demonstrate the size or chive. Now, Tim Gostecki from Riverside will demonstrate the double-edged sword. I can't believe this. It's already halftime. So what we're doing next period is you're going to see our fighting techniques. So please don't leave. This includes our first half of our show. Our second portion of the show will be showing our combat fighting techniques, and there will be a 15-minute intermission. Thank you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me read this. Hope you enjoyed the first half of our show. Now here's more action. This first is a self-defense routine done by Dave Simons. thousands of combinations of combat techniques in Kung Fu San Soo, and they are divided into 5 basic areas. The first area is the kicks and punches, and Ben Brandt will demonstrate some of those. Take a left. Okay. Next, flips and throws, and Bob Estrada will demonstrate some of those. Leverages, Vince Kokoza. Next, pressure points, and Rusty Wallace will demonstrate those. Round techniques, and Al Rubin will demonstrate. We will now have various ranking students demonstrate hand-to-hand combat. Now, these techniques are not pre-rehearsed and may be changed to fit any situation. You know, when you're in the street, you just don't automatically say, would you throw me a right punch, please, or throw me a left punch, or give me a right kick or left kick. So these kicks and punches come from nowhere. They just come and you defend yourself as best you can. The students first will be Steve Atencio and Joe Abad. When you're defending your life, you can see there's nothing sacred on the man's body that you wouldn't use. Very good. Thank you, Steve. No matter if you're a big person or a little person, you still should know how to use and protect yourself. And these next two will prove that. Joseph Abad and Jose Navarro. We told anybody that's hurt, just lay there about 5 minutes, and if they don't get up in 5 minutes, we'll just pull them over to the side. Okay. Again, we have Joseph Abad and Eric Callahan. We have Little Joseph and Big Joe. Okay, thank you. Okay, next, Dave Hopkins and Ron Walker. Thank you. Okay, Jerry Tacano and Pepsi Garcia. Next, Tim Gozdecki and Kurt Bellman. yourself, you do almost anything. And now we have the Hill sisters, Jamie and Sandy. Don't attack these girls in a dark alley.